Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Let's Chat with Sporty. I came on here before I retire for the night to briefly, just to say hello to everyone. How's everybody doing? This last day of the weekend. How's everybody week last week? I know tomorrow is going to be back to the normalcy, going back to work, or some people going back to work, including myself. Some people are either traveling to go to their loved ones or who have already been, wherever the destination is already there. Um, or whatever the situation may be. But and I know that next week, which is going to be next week on Thursday, is going to be Thanksgiving Day, and a lot of people are going out and they're just going to be spending quality time with their family. A lot of people who leading up to close to Thanksgiving is going shopping and buying and trimmings and stuff like that. Not only that, they doing Black Friday for I was out and about with my husband and I, and our kids, and we were buying the trimmings around for Thanksgiving, and it was beautiful. It was so crowded in the grocery store, but it's like everybody was coming in, all at one time trying to get the last little minute, the last bit of stuff for the trimmings or whatever the situation may be. So I just wanted to say, just come on here just to reflect on um, the meaning of Thanksgiving. In my household, I believe that Thanksgiving is everything. But there's, a man created to have one day to really just be thankful for whatever the situation you may be or doing or whatever. But there's a lot of people who are not around us. I had a family member, which is my aunt, who passed away, and so it's going to be a kind of happy moment, but it's going to be a sorrow moment, especially when it comes to her kids in their household. And when you look around, you're seeing so many people who have passed away before this year is ending. Before the year end, you look at, for example, Quincy Jones just passed away. Tony Todd, who the actor who played in the movie Candyman. Yes, like so many other people, well-known celebrities, just passed away. Saturday morning I was at work and I was looking at the news, and they talked about these two little 4-year-old kids was playing in the bathroom, and so somehow or another the playfulness got little rough, and one of the 4-year-old boy was hung. I believe he was hung by his coat in the bathroom, and they said they weren't going to charge the other 4-year-old because the other 4-year-old was not an adult. And when I look at that on the news Saturday morning at work, I kind of feel sad because, you know, whoever the little 4-year-old boy, his family, whether his mother's father or whoever he belongs to, they're going to be around the table, and instead, I can only imagine, instead of them celebrating Thanksgiving around their family or wherever, even within their own household, they're going to be grieving for the fact of their little 4-year-old who passed away. And not only he passed away before Thanksgiving, but he passed before this year is over. Um, and if they haven't already, or they're in the process of doing it, making preparation for his burial. So when I look at that on news and on Saturday morning while I was at work, I kind of felt kind of heavy and sad because, and not only just about that, but because there's so many, even this very moment as I'm doing this recording, someone has just passed away. Someone was in a worse situation in the hospital, sick or fighting for their lives or whatever the situation. It couldn't even be health wise. It could be someone lost their job, someone who lost their home, someone who became homeless, someone who is depressed and is contemplating committing suicide, someone who just felt like all hope is gone. There's nothing else for them to even to focus on the very next minute or to focus on the next day or what have you. And so, I feel like that, that's man-made who made the one day out of the whole year for that month, which is this month, to focus on and being celebrated for Thanksgiving. But I feel like Thanksgiving should be for every day. I believe that, when you wake up in the morning, doesn't matter what you're going through, you should be thankful. When you're when you got a job and you got family or whatever situation, you be thankful. Me personally, I'm thankful because I'm a 53-year-old woman and I'm still being able to work. I'm still able to be able to take care of myself, to be a helpmate to my husband, to be able to make sure that our kids are on the right path. I am blessed because I'm still in perfect health. I may have, for example, the allergy and the asthma but I'm still blessed. I'm still above ground. I still be able to have a job to go to, still have money in my person, still in my home, and I can go on and on and on. And the one last thing I will conclude this in is that I'm still able to know who God is. Okay? Because there's someone that left this world who didn't even have the chance to even ask God forgiveness and who didn't even have the chance to go into that pearly gates of heaven. So that's what I'm saying, it's just that when you see things like that, you got to be thankful. Okay? And even if you're going through something, this too shall pass. I know people are saying, well, how can you say that? You're not in that person situation. But I wasn't. I was once upon a time. I was. And I can tell you things that I had to go through in my life that you would say, hey, no way. But it was the reason why I got out of that situation is because of his mercy, his grace, because of God. And so I like to believe that that is the reason why I can still stand up and say, thank you, Jesus. Thank you for your mercy. Thank you for you allowing me to be able to see my family, allow me to be on here and just tell you that whatever you go through, it's still a blessing. And even if you have to work on Thanksgiving, they're still blessed because there's someone that wish they were is in your place who wish they would have had a job. So, and I know that this year leading up to this very moment, and we still got one more month before the year is over. I know that it's overwhelming. I mean, we're dealing with the economy, and we're dealing with, not too long ago we had the election with Trump, and we're dealing with that situation. And I'm looking at people crying and trying, ooh, hoo, hoo. But they have to realize that Trump is just a man. They have to put their faith in God. God will allow things to happen for a reason. I'm not saying he allowed Trump, but if he wanted to stop it, he would have stopped it. So instead of us focus on what Trump is going to do this coming January, we need to focus on what God's going to do. And we need to also focus that God is on his way back. Okay, we can't keep going. This world can't keep going on and on and on, and things are going on in this world, whether it's positive or negative, and not thinking that God is coming back. Now, I'm not trying to put God on you, but I can't sugarcoat as well. So when we look at, the things that are going on around us, we just have to fall on our knees and cry out to God and believe that He has our back. And He does have our back. It may not seem that He doesn't, but He does. Okay, and only the things that we go through in our life is only make us strong. But we need to focus on what is at hand now. We need to focus on getting our soul together with God. If you haven't already, we need to continue to read that word. We need to continue to pray to Him and talk to Him as I'm talking to you all, because He said that He'll come in the deep of the night, and He says, "Woe to the ones who think that they got all the world, all the time in the world, and they left behind." Okay, and I left something on my YouTube channel here and on my TikTok. The scariest thing to realize is to sit there and go stand before God, and He said, "I do not know you." Okay, so when we go around, again, we need to be thankful. We need to focus on what's at hand, and we need to prepare ourselves. And yes, Trump's coming in office, and he having his people coming in. He said he's going to take away this and do this and that. But right now, I'm not afraid because I know that my faith is in trust with God. I know that if I was going for that, you going to my job, and they tell me I have to let you go. Humanly wise, I would cry. But spiritually wise, I know that you know what, something, this is, you know what, I know that God has something more better for me, because I'm gonna be all right. And the reason why I'm gonna be all right, because I'm a child of the Most High God. I'm a child of the Most High King. So we all need to focus on that. And and there's nothing going around and sitting around the table and congregating with your family and eating the beautiful trimmings around the tables. I went grocery shopping. Me and my husband went grocery shopping, and we bought the trimmings and stuff like that. And it was so many people around there. I was like, ooh, it was kind of. I was like, okay, wait a minute, but we did it. But when we sit around that table, we're not going to just be thankful for that particular day. We're going to be thankful for every day leading up to the day and even after that day, because we could have been dead. We could have been in a situation that we couldn't get out of it. But it's His mercy and His grace is the reason why we are still here today. So let us focus on that. Let us know that this world is wicked. You got the good and you got the bad. It's like a balance. Which one is gonna move up? Well, we know the badness is not gonna move up. The bad is gonna be cut off and be thrown in the lake of fire if they haven't yet to change their ways. So, but we are living in a society today that this world is wicked. We live in a society that there's love, a little bit of love, but then there's no love at all. We live in this world today that everything that is good is bad, and everything that's bad is not good. But we have to just focus on our Heavenly Father to get us through day by day. See, the saints are not afraid. It's the sinners who looking at, like when I looked at when Trump first came, got elected, and the people was crying and I don't know what I'm going to do. People talking about they leaving the United States and going, because obviously they don't know who God is. You can go from here to Egypt, for example, and then you get away from all that, and then when you realize come back, what you got away is still right there with you. Then you want to say, well, listen, I got away from you this far, and it's still right here, because you don't try God or you don't try Jesus. So all I'm saying is that we need to focus on in front of us, that we need to believe and have our faith in Jesus and not worry about what a man can do coming this off and do. He speaks a lot. He may succeed on doing the things he does. But my faith is not in that man. My faith is in that man upstairs. Him and his precious son Jesus. And if we can start focus on that, whatever little furry thoughts be thrown our way, it's like the Holy Spirit is just blocking it, blocking it, blocking it. And the reason why it's blocking it is because we belong to Jesus. So I just want to come and say that, telling everybody to whatever they may be doing, focus on. And if you haven't got ready, you haven't got your soul ready, now it's time to get your soul ready with God before it's too late. Because it's a beautiful thing when you leave this world and you wake up and you see that pearly gates of heaven, you see that man that we call God and his son sitting on that throne. But it's a terrible and sad thing when you die and you waking up, you thinking you going to a place of peace and harmony, and you seeing nothing but fire all around. And once you go to hell, it's not it's too late. Now I'm not saying this to make anybody feel afraid, because if you're afraid, then your soul is not right. But I'm trying to warn people, and I even sometimes keep telling myself this too. You got to continue giving your life to God, because He said He comes in the deep in the night. He said, no, not anyone, even the Son of Man is going to the Son of God is going to realize, or anybody in the heaven is going to realize He's going to come. Just like we come home tonight, I make sure we lock our door, and we make sure we turn the alarm on. If we don't lock our door and turn the alarm on, somebody gonna break in. We don't know what they're gonna break in. They gonna say, well, look, go to bed, we're gonna break in. We're soon go to say they gonna make sure that there's no light on, thing, nobody's in the house, and they're gonna break in. Well, that's how God and that's how Jesus does. He's not gonna let it know. Well, I'm coming back to come and get y'all next week. He's gonna come and we're gonna think, okay, for example, I'm gonna get my nails done this week, and then before you know, God comes back. How do I know I'm gonna get my nails done? But I'm gonna prepare myself to get my nails done. That's how the Heavenly Father and the Son works. So, again, I hope everybody had a beautiful weekend. I know next week's going to be busy. People are going to be working. I'm going to be working, and people are going to be going out here and enjoying their holidays. And, like this Black Friday, and people going out here and buying Christmas and stuff like that, and all that good trimming. But, and that's good. It does not mean you got to stop you living your life. You can continue to have a good life. I'm going to continue to have a good life. I'm going out to the restaurant. I'm going to here. I'm going traveling here. I'm going there. But the main thing that you need to put in anything you do, anything you say, anything you think or feel, the main thing you need to focus on, and that's the first thing and foremost in your life, is giving your life to God and serving Him the way according to His word and according to what He wants us to do. It's not hard. It's not hard at all. So I hope you all have a beautiful. If I don't come back on here before now, between now and by Thanksgiving, I hope you all have a beautiful Thanksgiving. I hope you whoever's traveling travel safe. I hope whoever is sitting around the table with their loved ones enjoy the loved ones, because you know what, life is too short. One minute your loved one is here, the next minute your loved one is gone. My aunt was here last year and she's gone. And I'm like, sometimes this last week I was just thinking about. I was like, wow, she's gone. You know, you know, who would thought that this New Year, I mean, this Thanksgiving, this Christmas, and this New Year, she would not be around here? But she's gone. So when you be around your loved ones, show them your fly, show them your love, tell them you love them, you know, because who to say one, you're here now, but you may not be here tomorrow. You may not be here next year. We don't know what the future holds for us. But all we do know is that we got one time to one only one chance to give ourselves to God and to ask forgiveness of our sin and to turn our ways towards Him before it's too late. He's on his way back, you all. And I know a lot of people think is, oh, she's crazy, or oh, she just don't know what she's talking about. There go fanatic of Christ again. People who thinking that God, and also they're so sad. Well, there's people in this world who don't believe in God, but they won't realize the reality until it hit them at home, until they wake up, or they in that ground, or when God comes back and get His people, and then they realize they left behind, and they're gonna realize, wow, I wish I had to learn. I wish I had to listen. I wish I had to open the Bible. I wish I had to gone to church. I wish I had to talk to my God. Like I said, I put on my TikTok, on my YouTube channel. The most scary thing that you can face is when you stand before that man and he said, "Depart from me, for I do not know who you are." That's the most dangerous, and that dangerous, most scariest thing, to not be accepted unto your Father. And I'm not talking about your earthly, I'm talking about your spiritual Father. But you got a chance. You got a chance. You got a chance now to give your life over to God and accept Him as your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ and have a relationship with Him, and turn your ways unto your wickedness into a spiritual positive wave. Because nobody want to be left behind. Nobody want to be here and experience the torment of being uh disobedient, not is not avoiding the warnings that God has put in front of us right now. Trump is in the office. Yes, he is. A lot of hear people say that they think he's the Antichrist, or he's uh, um, a shot of the devil. Well, if he is, hey, if he's a child of the devil, hey, my faith is not in Trump. My faith is in God. I'm not focusing on what Trump or whoever, and not only Trump, but anybody else who's been elected who's going to do. My focus is not on that. My focus is on what I can do now with myself, and that's first is continue giving my life to God and continue to serve God. So when He sound that horn and He comes to get His people, or when God forbid, if God was to call me home now, I know that my soul is right with God, and I know that I'm going to that pearly gates, and I'm going to spend eternity in heaven. So you all, and the ones who think they got all the time in the world, keep thinking that. That's the devil. Oh, you have to listen to them. They just crazy. Oh, she just crazy. Oh, listen, this world gonna keep going on. Keep thinking that. Look at the time. Look at what's going on. You got Elon Musk who's sitting up here and put everything on in computer wise. Elon Musk. You got you got the love that you can't walk down the street without somebody look at you like they want to kill you. You going to a grocery store and you buy three things and you come out and paying $100 for just for the three things. You're getting people who's being constantly getting sick, okay? Hospital, I mean, just look at the things going on. Homeless get, and now people is shooting up people. I mean, just look what's going on around this world now. And you're not telling me you gonna tell me that this world gonna keep going on and then the God is not coming back, or what I'm saying is crazy. Now, I may not put everything in the right perspective, but I'm trying to let you all know that our time is up. It's drawing nigh. I'm trying to let you all know now it's time to give ourselves to God. So that's why I'm saying that Thanksgiving, yes, is a day. This is what man made. Man had created to have one day out of a year each month. I mean, that particular month and celebrate Thanksgiving. But Thanksgiving should be every day. Even when we sin it, God is still blessing us to allow us to be alive. But it's so much He can take. He's letting us know, I love you, but you're going to keep on to thinking that I'm just a play toy and walk over me. And I'm still trying to show you this is the path of righteousness, the path to go in order to you not spend eternity in hell. So you keep warning, ignoring my warnings, and I'm going to say, you know what? My hands is washed. So you can get you can have what you can do what you want to do with them. So take the warning, take the heed, and trust in God before it's too late. People are traveling, people are home abroad, people are away from abroad, or people right here in the house. Take warning. Our time is not long on this planet Earth. I mean, it's sad to say, and we could go another 25, and it say this, we can go to see year 2025, 2026, 2027, 2028. But don't take that for granted because we don't know when that man going to come back. We can see another 3 years, another 4 years, another 5 years, another 60, another 10 years. But don't take that for granted. Oh, why? She said he's coming back, but for example, here's 2028 and we still here. No, because he said he comes in the thief of the night. He's warning all of us to get our soul together before it's too late. I love you all. I hope that you take this video and I hope you take what I say and I hope not what I say. Yeah, so again, I'm so sorry. My thing went got cut off. But so I just want to say, I just just focus on what is in front of you, not look at the situation that's going on. I know I'm not saying to ignore the situation that's going on, but don't put your faith in man, you know, um, because man will fail you. Put your faith in God. We don't know why, when they say something like, for example, I could go back on Trump when they said Trump was how can a convicted felon be elected in office again? And how can he, this and that, and he's been shot. But, if God wanted Trump or all the ones who has followed the same path as Trump to be elected in office, he would allow it. But obviously, the reason if things don't go like if things not going like if things wasn't going like it is now, then that Bible would be a lie. Okay, it specifically talk about it in the Bible, of what's going on around the world, and we are in the birth pain. We're facing one of the judgments that's pouring down, or one of the vial, whatever you want to call it, pouring down upon the earth. So and that's why we go through these things in life. That's why we are, focused on, you know, uh, uh, crime rates high, and I mean, just a lot of things, negative things that's going around the world. But what we need to do as children of God is um, we need to just focus on Jesus and not so much about what man can do or woman can do. You know, I feel like um, God is the answer. He's a resource. He's everything that we need. He's everything that we want to be. He will take situation and turn it, you know. And he doesn't always give us things that we uh we want, but he gives us things we need. So if we was to focus on that, we'll be fine. But the ones who are afraid, the ones who looking at the situation, the one who is scared because Trump's going to be in the office and Kamala Harris and that she wasn't the president. Those are the ones that don't know who God is. And as children of God, you're not supposed to vote. Okay, you're not supposed to vote, but you got children do vote and stuff like that. But you have to stop looking at that situation. They're human just like us. You know, that and it's so funny because I looking at from the election till now, is how people think that these particular people, has power, and they don't have power. This world don't belong to us. It never did, and it never will. It belongs to God. Okay? And you say, well, how it belongs to God? Because He's the one that created this world. He's the one that put this world together. He's the one in the Bible, in the book, in the first chapter of Genesis, it said this world was void. Okay, it was darkened all around this world. He put the light, the moon, everything, and then after all that He did upon this earth, created this world. Then He created human beings like us. So when you really look at it, this world don't belong to us. Yes, we are in this world. He told us as His children, we're supposed to enjoy everything in this world that is good and pleasing unto Him. But some people, the sin, the devil, they took it and they misconstrued it, and they sit there and they turn it around. You know, so when you look at it, this world's going to be destroyed anyway. When God comes back in that day, and He said in the Bible, He said He's going to create a new heaven and new earth. This sinful world right here that we living in. It's no longer gonna be a world like this. It will probably be a world, but it will be no more sin, no more jealousy, no more uh uh committing a fornication, adultery, or no more thieves, no more killing, no anything related to the sin, it will no longer be there. Because God will destroy the old world, just like He will destroy the people who are not following after Him, who's not taking what He's saying is serious. We think that we got everything, and we think we got all the power all the time. We think we have all the time that we need or want, and we really don't. And that's why every time you turn around, there's people leaving this world. I mean, just people leaving, people leaving, people leaving. I'm like, good Lord. Once you deal with one funeral and one grieving, you got to deal with another funeral and grieving. Because this world is going, everything is going so fast. I was telling I think of my coworker, I said, I said, God, this year is almost over. I said, like, things is going fast. And it is. Just 2 weeks ago, it was nice and warm. It felt like spring, summertime. I mean, here it was November, and it was like, hey, you could go outside with no jacket, and I seen people with shorts and stuff like that. It felt so warm. Now it's back to cold. I mean, and you like, well, that's the climate. What the climate? It has to involve the climate. Yes, it does have to do with the climate. But who created the climate? Yes, we polluted the climate, but who created it? Who originally started the climate? It was God Himself. But yes, we polluted it by putting all these toxins and stuff in this and the river and any other things that would destroy the climate. We did that. They're like we made this world to be wicked. No, it was our forefather, what have you. But that's why in the Bible it says that He said He will create a new heaven and new earth. He's not going to bring this heaven, and I mean, he's not going to bring this earth into the new realm where he got. I mean, seriously, all everything that takes place, and he say new heaven. I guess I don't know. Now, I can't specifically speak about the new heaven, but I'm assuming that he's creating a new heaven. Uh, for whatever reason, I would like to say because it'd be a lot of people. I don't know, but all I know is that it's going to be everything's going to be new. So we have to just take it, take the bitter with the sweet. Like this song, Alexa, play this, resume the song, play the song. Sorry, I didn't get that. Alexa, play, Jesus coming back. Jesus is Coming Back by Jordan Felice from Spotify. And I listen to this music all the time. And this song and several other songs like this is saying the same thing. We're not supposed to walk in fear. We're not supposed to look at what I showed and say, okay, this is the day I'm gonna leave this world, or let me make sure I call my loved one, see they okay, or check at home. We're not supposed to do that. We want to walk with the spirit of boldness, knowing that we belong to Him, that we know that He's on the way back. Because when He signed that horn and we come back, we are ready. This world's coming to this. I mean, we gotta get ourselves together. We gotta stop all this foolishness, jealous of one another. You know, uh, killing one another, stealing from one another, uh, sleeping around with people, catching disease. Partying, going to clubs and drinking and all that. Just living a life of sin. Because hey, we got it like that. I told my husband, and we both agreed that this time next year, sometime next year, we're gonna be we planning now to go on a cruise. Yes, I'm going to go on a cruise. But does that mean, oh, she going to cruise, but she talk about that? No, I'm going to enjoy my life, but it's a different type of enjoyment. People getting locked up in jail, for crimes that they have done. And then there are people getting locked up in jail for crimes they didn't do. But I believe the reason why they get locked up in jail because the things they do, because it's a testament to God. God uses people like that so to get His word across. Because how else would He use people like that? How else would people realize who He really is and what He's about? He allows some people like that to be in situation because that way he can use that. And when they get in the situation, because I was one like that one time, never got locked up, I'm not saying that. But it was one time in my life that I was, hey, all right. But then God had me to go through things in my life. The break and he doesn't put suffering upon it, but he allowed the devil to take from us or allow us to go through this situation. And I had one time I had go through something in my life. I don't know how I could have got from point A to where I'm at now. Oh, I guess I do. Because of my God. Because had he not allowed me to do that, I would have said, who is God? Oh, forget God. Hey, later for that. I'm enjoying my life. But he had me to focus and bring me down to make me realize, hey, wait a minute, I done it this way, I done it that way, and it's not working, and that it's not working. Every time I do something, it's not working. So it's like if you fix a pie. What you gonna do is put the pie and put the crust in the oven and with no topping inside the no ingredient inside the pie. You got to put the ingredients inside the pie and the pie crust in order to make it pie. So what I'm saying is that we doing things in our life that, especially the ones who don't give God His time or who accepted God as a Savior. Oh, because I don't want to enjoy my life. But then when things happen, then we're going to cry and say why things happen, and then sometimes it's gonna be too late. He said in the Bible, He's not Mark. He said he loves us, but he's not marked, and he still have to be a big. Well, he still have to teach us. If my kids do something, and I got my daughter's birthday was not too long ago. She's 28. My big boy will be 23 next month, and then I got a 11 who will be 12 next year. I mean, not 11, 12 who'll be 13 next year. But if they still do something, he's talking about my two older kids. If they still do things that is not pleasing to me, I'm gonna correct it. I don't care how old they are. They are my children. Well, that's how God is. He wants to make sure because it won't never be a situation where I didn't know that. No, I wasn't taught that. He said before he comes back, he said every knee is gonna bow and confess. Every knee is gonna bow and confess who he is, and he is the Son of God Almighty. It cannot be no. Well, I didn't hear that, or I didn't believe that, or I don't know what's going on. It's gonna be no. It's gonna people gonna know who he is. So that's what I'm trying to say to everyone. Get your household in order. And I'm not talking about a physical household. I'm talking about a spiritual household. Your body, your soul. Not so much your body, but your soul. Because that's the devil. He wants your soul. He doesn't want your body. He doesn't want your appearance. He doesn't want your talent, your skill. He wants that soul. He came to he's walking, he's roaming about upon this earth who he can destroy and conquer and how he can just take people's soul. And remember now, the hell was not supposed to be for us. The hell was specifically supposed to be for the devil and his angels. When God kicked the devil out to heaven, he not only kicked the devil out, but he kicked the angel who listened to the lies that the devil told him. So the hell was particularly only for the devil and his angels. That was only people in heaven. I mean in hell. But then he started. He had a little power. He started working on the people, and then some people was being rebellious, being refused, and being disobedient, not listening to God's words, and letting God to be in their life in the temple. And what happened? People start going to hell. Then when God came, the story was when he rose the third day from the cross, he went down the hill, and they released the angels. Because before God had his son to die on the cross, there were people serving God, but they didn't have a way of salvation. So they were serving God, and they were go dying, and they were going, and because why? Because the devil had the key. When he was kicked out in heaven, he took the key of heaven and hell. And so when the people was dying who was serving God, they went straight to hell because the devil had that willpower. And God realized that people was in this world serving him, and they didn't have a way of salvation. And then God realized what was going to happen in the future like us. So God had his son to die on the cross without sin, so that we can have a way of salvation. And when Jesus rose up from the cross, Jesus went down. He got the keys from the devil, and he released the angels. I mean, the saints down there. And then when he released the saints, he ministered to the people who did not believe in God, who didn't want to accept them. He gave them a obligation. He gave them a reason. He said, listen, so many words. I don't know how it was. You can come with me to a place of eternity, or you can stay down there and stay in the devil in the hell, and spend an eternity in hell. And so it's the willpower. With that being said, he gave them a willpower. He gave them a free will, not willpower, but he gave them a free will. And that's what he's giving us today. And yet some of us are so ignorant, so stupid to see the things that God is doing in our lives. Have you ever sinned and you know you're sinning, and then but you realize after you gave your life to God and you realize and you reflect on your back on your day, your years upon your life, and you realize the sin you done, and you say to yourself, "Wow, I should have been dead." But it was His mercy and grace why I'm still here. That's I do it all the time. There's things in my work in my life that I said I should. Wow, I did this, I did that. Why am I still living? Why I'm still here now to tell people give to let people know my testimony because it's mercy and grace. So I go back and say there's people still the people in jail, some people who are in prison right now that are innocent, ain't never done the crime that they were sentenced to for. But again, the reason why is because of testimony unto God. It's a testimony to God. Because how else will God will get his message across? How else will people who realize, wow, they was in prison, and people who have been released from prison and they're innocent, and they turn themselves over to God. And some people went to prison, and they went to prison a sinful life. They was innocent from the crime they were sentenced to, but they did not accept God as a savior. But while they was in yet when they went to prison and while they was yet in prison, they gave up their life to God. And then some people got out, they were released because they was found innocent. And that's the reflection of a God because then people realized that God had control of that. And there's people still in prison and they're innocent and they gave their life with God and they still released from prison. I can't question that. But it could be, and maybe because it could be a example of the people that's already in prison, or people just come into prison. We're not supposed to focus. We're not supposed to question God anyway, because His way of thinking, doing things, totally different from us. You look at some of these celebrities. I mean, these celebrities going home, going left and right, left and right, left and right. You look at people falling. Uh, I mean, they falling out crying for these celebrities. Put these celebrity on a high pedestal, and they celebrity they winning awards, and they first thing they say on the stage, I thank God for Jesus, and I'm just looking at them like, and I'm looking at them like, and I'm talking most of these singers, and these singers, I'm looking like, how you gonna thank Jesus when you just living a life full of sins? But yes, they go on the stage and they thanking God. And then after they get off the stage, they go home. They go back and live in sin. Yeah, they think God all right. It's not the God that I serve. They think the God that's down there, the God of the other evilness, which is Satan. And people still lifting them up. Still, people still crying and I mean making it as a martyr, or making it as a God himself. And while they doing that, they don't have a sense of realize they're getting one closer to the place we call hell. Stop making these people your God. Stop putting these celebrity up on a high pedestal. I'm not saying that you can't watch the movies or but stop putting them on the level of God. Cause they're not. No one is on the level of God. Not me, not you, not anyone. Stop thinking that they have the power of everything. They don't have no power. They have power with themselves. They talk about the Illuminati. They talk about, like the Diddy in jail. And what's his name? Beyonce's hubby, Jay Z and all that. Yeah, they part of the Illuminati. Yeah, so and so and so. Okay, I do believe in the Illuminati. I do believe in the evenness of the devil, but I'm not focused on that. If you're not doing that type of work, you need to not focus on that. Sometimes God will make you take your mind and focus on something. I mean, not God. The devil will make you put your focus on something and make you, oh Lord, and get off track of what you are supposed to be focused on, and that's to focus on Jesus. Diddy is in jail for his own sinful way. I don't feel sorry for him. I don't feel sorry for him at all. He lived a life, and I don't know if he's going to be convicted. I don't know what he going. I'm not wishing him to spend eternity in jail, prison, whatever you want to do. But he's in that cell right now because people like people like us, like one time myself, or people out there who put him up on a high pedestal, and he thought that his wealth was be the answer to his life. To you got money, you live in a golden golden. You don't got money, you live in a desolate world. Now he's in that jail cell, paying these high official lawyers, hoping his money would bail him out. And you pay all this money to a high attorney, and what kind of attorney do? Yeah, he can stand before the judge and fight for you. He can bring witness here and there. And maybe then he will get out of jail. I don't know. But I'm not putting him on a high pedestal as God. You talk about Beyonce, she's Illuminati. You talk about Jay-Z, you talk about that person. So what? They have their own cross to bear. Like I have my own cross to bear. I'm not focused on what they're doing or what they're trying to do. And you got people say, yeah, they set me up. You set your own self up because you put your faith and trust in man. And all I'm saying is stop putting your faith and trust in man. Stop doing it. You don't have to continue putting your faith and trust in man. Your faith and trust should be in God, owning Him. So when things go wrong and not in your way, then you want to question. And then the ones who question God, well, God, where you at, where you need what I am. He was always there. You just didn't give him a chance. You just didn't try him. And you need to try him. You need to open the word and read the word. You need to pray to God. You need to talk to him. As if I'm talking to you. I'm in my own little room by myself. Nobody's around but me and whoever is in this video, looking at this video. And if you're not looking at the video, you know what? I just be talking to myself. And there's nothing wrong with that. Because I know in this room, it's not only me, it's my God. And not only my God, it's his son, Jesus. So stop looking for answers and when the answer's right there in front of you. Stop looking at people for your blessings. Stop putting people up on a high pedestal. Stop doing it. Stop looking for money, wealth. Now I'm not saying we not. I'm not saying we can't live abundantly rich because God said everything in this world belongs to us. And when He said everything in this world belongs to us, talking about His children, not the children of the devil. But it's how you take the situation. Some people are born to be blessed. I mean, not but blessed. Some people are born to be wealthy. Some people live in paycheck to paycheck. Some people uh, just have enough money to retire on. And that's okay. And some people still lacking. I know sometimes when ooh, I'm like, I gotta pay this bill, this bill, that, I gotta, but I know that I get over because my faith is in trust in God. And if that's something doesn't come my way or doesn't always go through my way, I'm still not gonna cry and be hurt or be like question God. I'm gonna say, Lord, only you have the reason why it did not turn out this way. But I have my faith and trust in you, dear Jesus. So you just got to just focus on God. Focus on God and everything will be all right. I know, you know, I my life, I could tell you my life has been through ups and downs. I had to go through a lot. I had to go through a lot, and I'm still going through a lot. Oh, trust me. I mean, I just sometimes I don't feel like sometimes I feel like I don't know if I'm coming or going. a couple of weeks I came upstairs and it was just me and I was going through something. I can't remember what I was going through, but I I sometimes suffer with anxiety. And you know how you face a situation that's like, ooh, oh God, like the whole world just they just coming down throwing you. And I had to stop and I had to go back to a place in my home and I had to fall on my knees and cry out to my God. And I said, God, this is not a spirit from you. This is the spirit of the devil who's trying to get me to be into that situation when I feel anxiety. I feel like all else is gonna all else is going to the whole world is coming down on me. You know, I feel like, I don't want to face the situation. I get all sweaty and I start worrying, and I'm about to break the other. To be honest, I still feel like that. I certainly do. I'm not, because, and I'm not going to lie. I'm human. And the Bible said the heart is willing, but the flesh is weak. This flesh right here is human. But when you get in that situation, you had to fall on your knee and you had to cry out to God. And I went to my God and I prayed and I talked to him and I told him everything I was feeling inside. And he already knew that, but he waited for us to come to him. He waited for us to come as humble as we can. And when I did that, after I prayed and talked to my God, I feel like a burden was lifting off me. It's like when you have a heavy hat on and you had that hat on your head, and when you take that hat off, it feel like your head is light. Well, that's how I feel when I prayed to my God and I prayed and I talked to him. It was like a heavy burden was off me. Because that's what the devil wanted me to do. He wanted me to have anxiety attack. He wanted me to feel like, oh Lord, I don't know how I could do this and that. He wanted me to feel like that way. But see, the spirit of the spirit of God that's in me, His mercy and His grace, He took that, He stopped that, and He put in my spirit, go into that room and pray and talk to God, give it to God. And if I had done it, I would have still felt like that. And then I maybe would have had who said lost my blessing? But by me giving it over to God at that very moment, the devil lost. One up for God and one down for the devil. The devil don't give a damn about me. He don't care about me. He don't care about nobody's word. All he want is your soul. He will give you a picture of money, milk and honey coming down, and you think that, oh no, I won. That's why I say was Diddy. Diddy's in that jail. Where's his money at now? Yeah, he's in that jail, and I don't know if he's going to spend eternity in jail. That's not me for me to question. That's his cross to bear. But where's the money at now? Yeah, he got money to pay for attorneys, for lawyers and stuff like that. Yes, he does. But he's still in jail. Because why? Because and when he first went into that jail cell, and he first sit there in that jail behind that jail cell, and at the very beginning they said they were having him on suicide watch because they thought that he was gonna take his life, and all that he went through from then till now, the devil sit back and laugh. And I don't know the devil's still working on him. I don't know what his state of mind is, but the devil was sitting back and laugh. Yeah, see, then I got him. That's what the devil does all the time. And that's why we need to be strong. And people say, how can you be strong? It's because how you can be strong is reading the word, which is the Bible, talking to God, fasting, praying, having a relationship with God. If you could do all those things and believe it and live it, can nothing come your way and try to hurt you and destroy you? Yes, it can destroy your skin. It can destroy your muscles. It can destroy your appearance. But the one thing it cannot take is your soul. When God created us, He created a soul in us. The soul believe it or not, belongs to God. Even when we sin, the soul still belongs to God. It will not belong. It will stop belonging to God. Is when God sit there and say to the devil, I've done all I can for that person. Satan, take the person's life and let them go on down there with you. In the Bible, Satan wanted to test Job. And God said, because Job was a spiritual man, and Satan asked God, I guarantee if I do this and do that for him, he'll turn himself away from you, God. I believe it. And God told Satan in so many words, go ahead, do have your way with him. But Satan, don't take his life. Now why would God say that to Satan? God said it to Satan about that because Satan don't have the power and he don't have the right for our souls. And when Satan tested Job, killed his kids, puts soils and boils all on him. To kill his animal. He was just going through a lot in his life. His friend didn't know who he was when it was far away from him. And the whole time that Job was going through this, going through so much, he never wavered in his faith towards God. Yes, he questioned, as we all do sometimes. And when I told you when I just mentioned that I feel like I had anxiety attack. Pretty much Job had the same thing. But the whole time that Job was going through this suffering, he still had a relationship with God. And when the devil saw he could not break Job for anything, he left him alone. And when God saw that Job still had a relationship with him and still loves him unconditionally, even though the stuff that he go through, imagine my kids leaving, all my kids leaving, the stuff that I accumulated and all, imagine my husband leaving. And if I can still go through, and vice versa with me to them, imagine if I can go through what I'm going through, what I went through, and I still have a relationship with God, and I still love Him. That's when God blessed him double for his trouble. They said Joe was already a wealthy man. Me personally, now I'm just saying this. I think Joe was a millionaire. But when God blessed him double for his trouble, I believe personally Joe became a millionaire to a billionaire. You don't see that in the Bible. You think that Elon Musk was the only one that became a billionaire? Okay. So what I'm saying is the devil don't have us, he don't have the rights to our soul. Our soul still belong to God. Even the prostitute, the murderers, the thieves, even Diddy, even Beyonce, even Jay-Z, their soul belongs to God. It will not stop belonging to God until God gets fed and say, you know what? It's no use for this person. Then it belongs to the devil. But the devil is trying to get our soul. How he's trying to get our soul is he's trying to put thoughts in our mind, make us feel, make us see, make us believe that God is useless. He's the one. He's the ruler. Try to make us think that our money and our wealth and everything that we work to today, that's our answer. That's our resource, and it really isn't. And that's how the devil gets your soul. So you got to, we all have our cross to bear. In the Bible, it says, choose ye this day whom you want to serve. Do you want to serve me or you want to serve the devil? You want to serve me or you want to serve the wealth? You want to serve me or you want to serve your life of crime? Choose ye this day. But if you chose God, you're right on there. You're right there. But if you choose not to serve God and serve the devil and whatever the devil has to offer you, go ahead. But then you just realize and say, when you're in that hell, wow, I wish I had listened. I wish I had a serve. I wish I had a. I wish I had a just turn back the clock of time. I say this sometimes, God, well, I could just turn back the clock of time, what you done this, but the clock is not going to turn back. Because once you put it out there, it's not going to come back in a way you think it's not going to come back. So just take heed and just don't take God for granted. You know, I want to be a millionaire. Oh, Lord, if I was being a millionaire right now, oh my God, I could do some money with being a millionaire. I can do a lot of things, but I'm not a millionaire though. I'm making it day by day. Me and my husband and our kids. But do I sit there and say, "Oh, I don't know millionaire," I don't know. No, because all my needs are met. And if some of them, and some of my needs, and if some of my needs are not met, okay, I focus on God. God, you didn't want me to have that, or God, you don't want me to be in a situation like that. Okay, I guess you. Well, God, I guess you got something better stuff for me. And that's how you have to start thinking. So I'm just saying, just live the life of God and not live the life of the devil, because the devil's on his way back, and the devil knows. And the sad thing about it is, the devil knows when God comes back and get his elect saints, and all the people who serve Him, believe in Him, and have a relationship with Him. And then after all that takes place, the devil knows he's gonna be punished in the torment and the pits of hell as well. So it's like he's saying, I'm gonna be tough, and I'm gonna be punished. Then I want y'all to be punished. I want y'all to suffer right along with me. Imagine now. And I read that all the time in the book of Revelation. Imagine this demonic spirit, this devil, this evilness. He is going to be tormented as well. He is the king of evilness. But when after everything takes place, he's going to be burnt too. And who to say now? I don't know. You may see a sign here that he may be crying and and wishing his way. I don't know. But that's to let you know he don't have no power. How I'm gonna serve a king that's gonna be torment in hell as well? Along if I chose to live that life and I go to hell, what kind of sense does that make? That don't make no sense at all. Well, what does make sense is that I'm gonna live a life of a spiritual, a life of being able to be accepted into the eternity place of heaven. I'm going to live a life for a king, a God that is going to continue to bless me when I'm in heaven and teach me and love me and guide me and all that good stuff. That's who I want to serve. They say that, going back to Trump, he said that he don't believe in abortions and he want to start abortion. And I am kind of, I have, I don't know, I ain't gonna say I have a mixed relationship about. I mean, mixed emotions about that. I will say this: I don't believe in abortions. I don't believe it. I don't. People say, "How you gonna do it when you get a woman get raped?" Or I don't know. I never been in that situation. And if a woman gets raped and they get a baby, I don't know. I do like to believe that all pregnancy are not meant to be aborted. And I don't know if it comes down to it, if the woman has to face life upon herself or child, I don't know. I know when I had my kids, I told my husband, if it comes to sacrificing me or the kids, let me go and let the kids um be born. But I don't believe in abortion. Now, I believe that if you are just having sex there and and you get pregnant, I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. You shouldn't be having sex at all unless you're married. You should not be doing that. It's just simple as that. And there's so many other things. Deportation of the immigrants, green who's not a green card, who's he said he's going to be deporting so many people back there. Well, I know the United States is a land a place of milk and honey. That's why a lot of immigrants come over here and to make money and send back to their home. I was watching video a couple of weeks ago how this woman is this African. She would take she took one video was about $10. She took $10 and converted to I think it was what did I think it was that was Nigeria. It's one of those African, and she bought so much money for the $10 because our money is more more to is more rich for them over there, and that's why so many Africans and Hispanic and everyone comes and they come over here and they make enough money and they go back home to retire or they send so much money to their family to support them over there. And I understand that. But I don't understand, and I do kind of agree with Trump when he said to put the people to come in here and bring life of crime in here. I agree with that. If you want to come over here, you come over here the right way. You don't come over here to bring no crime over here, and then and because you can't do it in your country, so you come over here, you know. But then I also agree too for working. I was riding the streets one time, riding in the car, and I seen uh a lot of the Hispanic people doing construction work. And when I was growing up, I saw a lot of us doing construction work. And you find some people, some of us are doing construction work, but it's the Hispanic people. It's like they just take Hispanic people and Ethiopian African. And I work with Ethiopian African and Hispanic. And I'm like, wow. Okay, wow. But I can understand why because we have this attitude. You don't pay us enough. We not working. When they come and they take they work for little for nothing. So why not hire them? But then there are some people like us who are willing to work for little for nothing. I went to this job agency. You know, uh, uh. I was at this job agency for a couple of days ago, and I felt like I was around six Africans, and I was like, I felt like I was bamboozled. I certainly did. And I'm not gonna go into specific details about that, but I was the only American. But I wasn't in there by myself. I was with my father, the Son, and Holy Spirit, and I stood my grounds with respect. But when I left that office, I felt like, wow, it was like some of them were just, oh no, I just felt, but you know what? It's okay. Because I wasn't afraid because I knew I had my Father, Son, and Holy Spirit with me. Everywhere I go, I have them with me. So I have a mixed emotion with that. I feel that he should support the ones who are bringing crime with here and who's not a citizen and he don't even have and who are over here that are illegal. You know, to each his own. You know, he's trying to take Board of Education away. Well, I was growing up, we had the prayer in school. So he's trying to take Board of Education. You see, even with all that, and then he's taking the food stamp, the SNAP card, the Medicaid, all that away, the check and stuff like that. I felt like uh food stamp and Medicaid, if you ain't trying to help yourself, every time I file my taxes, I'm paying for that. Every time I work and they take out my taxes, I'm paying for that. And now only me, some of the other people taking Social Security. He said taking Social Security and disability and SSI or whatever. You know, you got to be held accountable for this man saying this and this, and people, and that's why a lot of people cry because oh Lord, Truth in office. But instead of them focus on what's in front of them, and that focus is situation they're in. Because if I get to the point I can't do it, and I don't have the resources, okay. I may cry and may like I told you that's why I feel anxiety, like the anxiety attack was coming on me. But what did I do? I went on there by myself and I started talking to my God and praying to my God and telling God what was on my heart. And He already knew, because see, God knows what we're going to do. As soon as when I can finish this line, He already know what we're going to do. But He want us to come out of our mouth in us and be attuned in our spirit with Him and talk to Him. Then when He sees that, He will then open the opportunities, the doors of what we lacking and give it to us. Because we're acknowledging Him and not focus on the situation. When you focus on the situation, you're acknowledging the devil. You saying the devil has power than God does. But when He see that we in a situation and we're not looking at the situation, we're acknowledging God and His Son Jesus. And that's why He blesses us. We are in this world. We are going to suffer. Just because we saints does not mean to say, okay, I'm a child of God, then okay, now I don't want to suffer anymore. We're going to continue to suffer. We're going to continue to go through these trials and tribulations because that's how God created us. But when He had His Son down the cross is a way of salvation. So we can go to Him and tell Him what's on our mind and our heart. So it's either going to serve God and focus on what God is doing, or serve the devil and focus on what the devil's trying to do. It's your cross to bear. It's my cross to bear. It's all of our cross to bear. So what I'm saying to everyone, stop looking at man and what they can or can't do. Stop looking at materialistic things for what it can and can't do. Your job, your wealth, your home, your spouse, your kids. Stop doing that. Because at the end of the day, they have no power. Only God does. We got one more month this year, which is December. And after that, it'd be 2025. One more month, then this year will be over with. After December. Wow. We don't know what tomorrow may bring. We don't know what the next minute gonna bring. But all I know is this, and all you all should know is that my faith is trusting God. I'm focused on God and what He is going to do and what He can do and what He's not going to do. There's a time and reason for everything. There's a time and season for everything. Always know that. There's a time and time. There's a time for everything, for us to face the battles in front of us, and time for us to refocus and what is it? And reflect on what we didn't do, and just persevere. This too shall pass. So that's all I want to say. I hope everybody take heed to this message, and I hope my words and what I say is very plain. And if you don't want to listen to this message and you skip by, that's okay. I'm just talking online with me and God, because He's my resource on everything. He said He'd be a motherless to the motherless. He'll be a father to the father. He'll be anything you see, anything your mind and heart desire, and anything your heart and mind is lacking. He will supply all our needs. So anybody don't listen to this live, that's okay. Because my God is God, Son, and Holy Spirit. They're right here in this room with me. So I'm going to end this live, and I want to say thank you to all of you all if you all tune in. And if you don't, that's okay. To God be the glory. Good night. Until the next time. Bye bye.